Hey guys, I'm Madison Morris here inside Chesapeake Energy Arena, where the Oklahoma City Thunder just defeated the New Orleans Pelicans at 122-116, picking up their fourth straight win and their second straight on this three-game home stretch. Now, we are joined by the prestigious TV's Jerry. Jerry Ramsey, please tell us a little bit about this game and why this was so achievable for the Thunder.
You talk about the Oklahoma City Thunder taking on the New Orleans Pelicans. No one. They were gone. Anthony Davis, out. Julius Randle, no show. All that stuff. No playing for the Pelicans. Guess what? Oklahoma City Thunder, you'd think, win with ease, right? Second, third quarter, they're killing it. And then you get to that drastic fourth quarter. The Pelicans here, they outscore the Thunder 34-24, stay in the game. Drew Holiday, 22 points, great game, but it couldn't compare to the beefy triple-double that Russell Westbrook puts together, 2017 and 16. Paul George contributes with 23 points, and let's not forget Steven Adams going 9 of 12, doing a great job. Completing his almost all-star performance. He's almost there, folks. Paul George, Russell Westbrook, both named all-stars. Paul George named all-star starter. You know Russell Westbrook's going to be one.
And we actually had the chance to hear from both Russ, Paul, and Abdul Nader about tonight's win, so let's take you over to the locker room to see what they had to say.
I know it's probably normal for you, but what's it like to play at that type of speed for you?
It's good. Especially when I'm able to get to the basket and finish, so it works.
You are able to impact the game, obviously, on so many levels, but what does that take for you mentally before each game to prepare to be able to impact the game like that?
It takes a good amount of discipline, which I pride myself on, consistency. Since first starting the league, I know the hardest thing to do is be consistent. And you got to be able to do the same thing every single night, regardless of the circumstance, regardless of what you may have going on at home, family, friends, teammates. Because everybody's going through something. Everybody's got something going on, but mentally you got to get your mind right to be able to come out every night and do the same thing.
People think that you get in a groove scoring. Can you get in a groove assisting? Because I think you had 11 by half, where you just kind of see things.
I wake up in a groove.
Russell, how gratifying is it that Paul George was named an all-star starter a year after he wasn't even on the initial list?
It's great, man. It's amazing just to see the work he's been able to put in over the summer and coming into this year, and obviously playing at a very, very high level. And that's no surprise to me at all. It shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. So
is it tougher to get out emotionally for a game when you find out, like New Orleans missing 4 of its top 5 scorers?
No.
You guys have been playing well against good teams, but not so well against some of the lesser teams, like tonight. What's the explanation for that?
Next question.
When you see Steven Adams matched up on a guy that he can physically overpower like Okafor, do you get excited?
He overpowers his position every night. I don't really think there's nobody else stronger than him in the league. My job is to make it easy for him to be able to get him deep steals, see him run on the floor, use his size, and make the game easy for him.
Well, what did it take tonight just to close this one out and come up with the fourth straight win?
Just, focus in, finish the job. Regardless who was out there, we just had a job to do.
Sometimes these games are won earlier in the game. You had a huge run in the second quarter. What was the key to just being able to take advantage of that moment?
I think we just kept our foot on the gas. We applied pressure. They just put different and weird lineups out there, and they had a little momentum going, but we did what we had to do. We did enough to win tonight.
How much of a challenge can that be? Do all this prep work thinking Randall's going to play and maybe Moore and Mirotic, and then all of a sudden those guys aren't on the floor. How do you guys deal with that?
Well, you just got to learn. You got to learn guy tendencies on the go. Figure out the guys that they're throwing in there. Learn the personnel on the fly, kind of. And we regardless who's in, who's out, every team has a principle that they play by, and that was their key: play fast, play pick and roll. Regardless of AD, Mirotic, Julius was out there. They was gonna pick and roll and try to play early into the shot clock, which they did. But again, we did enough.
What are your thoughts on getting selected as an all-star starter?
Completely, honored. grateful, not only for the state of Oklahoma, but for the world, for voting me. You know, can't thank the fans enough for, you know, being in my corner, being behind me all season long.
A little bit different than last year. That's really different last year where you didn't make it initially and got it late. This year you're voted as a starter. I mean, just kind of shows the growth in last year this year.
Yeah, I think the growth of this team, you know, my comfort level, being around these guys, you know, it's an award, or not an award, but it's an accomplishment that I think we all can kind of share. I know I'm the one going as of now. Russ will be with me, but it's an accomplishment I can have. I couldn't get it without, you know, playing with this group here, honestly. You know, they helped me and you know, pushed me, and it's the reason, you know, the fans have enjoyed my play.
Well, the West is tough, and the competition in the front court is really stiff. Does it mean something? It's the first time in the West to be named a starter. Is that special?
Absolutely. When I got traded here, you know, it was almost, people thought it was going to be the end of me being an all-star coming out to the West. But you know, God is good.
Paul, do you worry about you guys playing down to the competition the last 2 or 3 weeks when you're playing teams that either shorthanded or you really got an edge on? You sort of mess around with them most of the game. Is that a concern for you?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. It's not really concerning. You know, we put this team away. We just let our foot off the gas a bit. But again, we did enough.
What were some numbers in regard to players voting? Because you guys got to vote into all-star starters as well. And Stephen ranked pretty highly in terms of player votes for the front court players. I mean, do you get a sense of an understanding from guys around the league, some of the respect that Stephen's commanding now as he gets, you know, later into his career?
Yeah. The world, I think the world, the league, his competition, they all respect what he brings to the table. You know, Steve-O is a two-way big man. You know, he's going to play on offense and he's going to play on defense. I think teams respect that, his ability to kind of do everything at the big position, and I think he's very underrated. But you know, his opponents, you know, guys we match up against, and teams that we go against, they know how much they got to scout for Steve-O. As much as they got to scout for myself and Russ, they got to scout for Steve as well.
People look at you backcourt and they think offense, but what do you think you guys, you and Russ? I mean, you're kind of a small forward and two guard, but just as a tandem together defensively, I mean, the steals and everything else, the deflections and things, just how you guys match up with some of the better, I guess, wing defenders in the league.
I think we're two of the best at our position, two of the best wing defenders in the league in general. You know, we don't care who the matchup is. We'll take the challenge. You know, Russ is a far better athlete than I am, and you know, on a nightly basis, he shows how good he can be defensively.
What was the key just to maintaining throughout the night, and what did you see from the game flow?
I mean, they got a lot of shooting firepower in that team, and we knew that coming in. And I think kind of got lackadaisical in the third and the fourth, and kind of let them get going a little bit, got their confidence going. But at the end of the day, we did enough to win. So never apologize for winning.
For sure, you get 2 in a row here at home, 4 straight in overall. Just how important is it, even in this tight West, to be banking some of these wins right now?
It's big time, like you said, it's a really tight West. You have one bad week, you could drop 3-4 spots. You have a good week, you could go up 3-4 spots. So just staying as consistent as possible is the most important thing for us.
I know it's not a surprise, but to see the way Russell impacted things on both ends of the floor tonight for 48 minutes, just your thoughts on the night that he had.
I mean, he's a once-a-generation kind of guy, he's special. On both ends, he plays with the energy level that I think some guys could wish they could play with. But, I mean, he's a hell of a leader and a hell of a player. There's not much more to say.
What's it like to be you out there alongside of that type of energy? Does that
Yeah, definitely. It rubs off. I think it rubs off from every guy on the floor and to every guy down the bench. And he's always the same Russell Westbrook. He always had the same energy level. So it's been a blast learning from him this year.
After they made their comeback, what was the key for y'all to be able to force them into some of those bad shots down the stretch?
Well, we just started switching. I think they took advantage of our switching. Tried to take advantage of Dennis in the post, and that worked for a while. But I think we made the proper adjustments, at least while he was guarding the ball in the pick and roll action, and got it done.
You had a big dunk in the second quarter. Can we expect more of that in the future?
My legs felt pretty good today, but we'll see.
That's going to do it here from Chesapeake Energy Arena tonight. The Thunder do take the 122-116 victory over New Orleans, and they will be back here on their home court to face the Milwaukee Bucks on Sunday at 5 p.m., and we'll see you there.